I'll continue with fire insurance today. Fire insurance, Shuddham Structure and Laguddham Structure. So say, when the IRD introduced in these two policies, Bharat Shuddham Structure and Bharat Laguddham Structure, they made certain changes in the previous fire policy that is known as the Standard Fire and a Special Peril Policy. And these changes were very important because these two policies came into effect from 1st April 2021. And since then, these two policies, Shuddham and Laguddham, are uniformly applicable to all the general insurance companies of India. And they are selling the same product up to the sum insured of 50 crores. So what the IRDA did in these two policies, the language is simplified because the previous policy was very complex in nature. Now in this policy, complete coverage is provided because the add-on covers of Standard Fire and Special Peril Policy are included in the basic coverage of these two policies with certain conditions. So they become the inbuilt cover of the policy now. Then the mis-selling has been controlled because in the Standard Fire and Special Peril Policy, still there is a provision that if the insured wants, he can opt out or he can exclude two set of perils, that is RSMD and STFI. But in these two policies, this option is not there. That means the policy will continue from the date of commencement till the expiry of date without excluding any peril. Neither the insurer has got any right to exclude any peril, nor the insured. If the insured is requesting for exclusion of peril, still the insurance company cannot exclude. So now there is a clarity on the coverage. Plus this method of deciding the sum insured has been standardized now. Because the sum insured will be decided on the basis of restatement value and no other value will be taken for this purpose. Moreover, now these two policies are Shuddham Structure and Laguddham Structure will cover the fire risk up to the sum insured of 50 crore. For all purposes, either it's a new risk or it's a renewal risk or it's a market rollover case, up to the sum insured of 50 crore, Standard Fire and Special Peril Policy cannot be given. Now maybe the policy is given either the individually or package policy. This section of the fire insurance will automatically change and converted according to the sum insured. Say for example, companies are having the package insurance policies, number of package insurance policies. So in those package insurance policies, there are two conditions. One, that section 1 is mandatory and that is fire insurance. Second, minimum 2 or 3 number of sections are required to take. So we are having plenty of package insurance policies designed to suit the requirement of various verticals of the society. Say for example, for shopkeepers we have got a shopkeeper insurance policy. For offices, office care insurance policy. For hotels and restaurants, hotel and restaurant insurance policy. For educational institutions, educational shield insurance policy. For business houses, business protector policy. So that way a number of package policies are there. But surprisingly, in all these package policies, Section 1 is mandatory. And that Section 1 is fire insurance. So even if a package policy is given to any of the customers, the Section 1, that is fire insurance, will automatically convert the policy either into the Bharat Sukshma Udyam Suraksha or Bharat Laghu Udyam Suraksha according to the sum insured of the policy. This is important to understand because earlier the provisions of standard fire and special peril policy were coming into force automatically. But now, even in the package policies, this section will change. Policy will automatically change and the software will convert the policy according to the sum insured. So how the conversion would be there? If the sum insured is up to the 5 crore, the software will convert the policy into the Bharat Sukshma Udyam Suraksha because the maximum sum insured permissible under this policy is 5 crore. And the moment the sum insured is exceeded from 5 crore and above, the Bharat Laghu Udyam Suraksha policy will come into the picture. And the sum insured would be based on the value of risk at one location. So that is the way how the policies, either individual or the package policies, will come into the operation. Now the question is, when the policies are changed, so for either purpose the policy is issued, maybe for a non-industrial risk where the services are rendered like hotel, office, shop, hospitals, or maybe a manufacturing risk where the turnover, output of production is there, or maybe a storage risk. A storage could be an open or covered go down, or maybe a utility or tank related risk. All these are subject to fire policies. So according to the sum insured, the policy will come into the picture. Up to 5 crore, Sukshma Udyam, 5 to 50 crore, Laghu Udyam, over 50 crore, standard fire and special peril policy. Now, the major changes in these two policies are the number of perils have been increased from 12 to 14. No deletion of peril is allowed. Sum insured will decide the peril policy. Which policy will come into the picture? Take up to 5 crores, Sukshma Udyam, over 5 to 50, Laghu Udyam. Compulsory excess has been finalized because Sukshma Udyam 5,000 rupees in each case, and in Laghu Udyam 5% of each claim subject to minimum 10,000. This compulsory excess will be different in case of terrorism. Means if the loss is caused by the terrorism risk, the compulsory excess would be applicable to 5% of each claim subject to minimum of 10,000. And then the minimum premium of these two policies is Sukshma Udyam 500 plus GST and Laghu Udyam 1000 plus GST. So these are the major changes made in these two policies by the IRDA. And also the changes are there in the coverage because the definition of fire has been changed. Now this definition of fire includes the own fermentation, natural heating and spontaneous combustion. And these are the situations where not necessarily the flame is there. Because natural heating or even spontaneous combustion can burn the property without even flames. There is also change in the definition of bushfire. That will include the forest fire and jungle fire. Impact damage peril has also changed because that will include the aircraft damage now. And the total coverage of the policy will cover earthquake, terrorism risk and theft risk. So the scope of theft risk is limited because exclusive theft is not covered. If it is followed by any other peril, then it is covered from 1st to 7th day. So theft in isolation is not covered under the policy because that is part of the burglary. But theft followed by any other peril is covered. but no peril of the policy will be excluded, either it is RSMD or it is STFI, because these two set of perils are still excluded or can be excluded from the standard fire and special peril policy, but not from Sukshma Udyam and Laghu Udyam, because these are the major perils, and the losses under the fire policy are caused maximum by any of these perils. These are set of perils. Say for example, RSMD means riot, strike and malicious damage. STFI means storm, tempest, flood and inundation. In addition, cyclone, tornado, means these are the set of natural calamities. STFI is a set of natural calamities. RSMD may be the man-made events, but STFI is a natural calamities or act of God or divine perils. So none of these perils can be excluded from the coverage now. Certain other provisions which have been revised are: the fees of architect, surveyor and consulting engineer has been increased from 3% to 5%. Removal of debris has been increased from 1% to 2%. Additions, additions or extensions are now automatically covered without any extra premium. Temporary removal of stock is automatically covered. Cover for specific contents can be given along with the fire policy. Startup expenses, cost compared by municipal regulations, stocks on floater basis, reloaded software and stock and interest. These are part of the fire insurance policy and these are included in the basic coverages, means these are inbuilt perils without any extra premium. This is important to understand because these were the add-on covers. Still they are the add-on covers in the standard fire and special peril policy. But in the Sukshma Udyam and Laghu Udyam, now they are included in the basic coverage without any extra premium. As far as the stock on floater basis is concerned, that has to be understood by you. Because floater basis means multiple locations under one sum insured. Multiple locations means if mine is a shoe manufacturing company, footwear company, say my brand is Adidas. Now I am selling the footwears across India, pan-India basis. So I need godowns at multiple locations to cover all the 4 regions, north, west, east, south. I have taken the godowns at the Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai and Bombay. But along with factory, I want to cover by all the 4 godowns in the same policy under one sum insured. So this is possible. I can take the policy on the floater basis. And my godowns at the multiple locations can be covered under the one policy in the same one sum insured. The only thing is that the total sum insured is less than 5 crore or up to 5 crore, there would be no extra premium. But if it exceeds 5 crore sum insured, then 10% loading would be there. So this is called floater risk. Declaration policies are issued where the stock is frequently fluctuating. There the insured has to submit a monthly declaration whereby insurance company will come to know that what is the maximum sum insured or maximum limit for this month we are at the risk. Now this deciding the sum insured of all the properties has been simplified. Because the sum insured for building, for plant and machinery and furniture, fixture and fittings will be decided on the basis of the reinstatement value. Reinstatement value will be the only criteria whereby the sum insured will be decided. But for the stocks, different values can be taken into consideration. Say for example, raw material is there, landed cost at insured premises, stock in process, input cost of the stock at the time of damage, and finished stock, the manufacturing cost of the finished stock, or the contract price of the goods sold but not delivered. So as far as the goods is concerned, the different value of the sum insured can be taken. But for the properties, maybe building, plant and machinery, or furniture fitting, only the restatement value will be applicable for deciding the sum insured. And for other precious items like bullion and unset precious stones, any curios or work of art, agreed value basis will be adopted. Agreed value means the value agreed between the insured and insurance company. So when we are insuring the properties on the reinstatement value, we must understand what is reinstatement value. In fact, this is the amount at which the insured property can be reinstated or replaced by a similar property without deducting depreciation. I repeat, reinstatement value means the value at which the property can be replaced. To simplify, I give you an example. I purchased a textile machinery in 2 crores 4 years back. Today I want to insure it. So at what value I should insure it? If I am going to buy the same machinery of same kind, same make, same manufacturer, today this is costing me 3 crore 20 lakh rupees. So my sum insured for this machinery should be 3 crore 20 lakh rupees. Because my insurance company is ready to pay 3 crore 20 lakh if my total machinery is damaged or burned today. So the machinery is old. But since this machinery is totally burnt or damaged, so machinery has to be replaced. And for replacement, the new machinery will cost me 3 crore 20 lakh rupees without any improvisation. Same make, same model, same manufacturer. So because the fire policy is subject to under insurance, there should not be any under insurance. Otherwise, the average clause will be applicable and that will reduce the loss proportionately. So the insured would be in the minus position. Insured will be the loser at the time of the claim. So the reinstatement value will be the subject matter or the sum insured for every kind of properties. For goods, there could be different values. Even the contract price could be there for the loss of goods that is sold but not delivered. Insured can claim the contract price from the insurance company because the total loss is calculated on the basis of the contract price at what cost the goods has been sold. So this policy, both Sukshma Udyam and Laghu Udyam, include innovative covers also. Now these innovative covers are 4, and 4 are all different in nature. This fire policy, either Sukshma Udyam or Laghu Udyam, will cover the risk of money up to 50,000, of documents up to 50,000, of computer programs up to 5 lakh, and of personal effects of visitors, employees and renters up to 3 lakh, that is maximum 20 people, and 15,000 each. So these are 4 different covers which are provided with the fire policy, they are included in the fire policy without any extra premium. These are known as the innovative covers, and they are in the both policies, Sukshudhyam as well as Lagudhyam. So this is the most interesting part, because the policy has been changed, keeping the interest of the policyholder uppermost. So all the changes have been made by the IRDA in favor of the policyholder. Now the policyholder will get the extra benefit of these coverages. These are called innovative coverages. One more benefit given to the insured is, if due to any reason there is under insurance up to 15%, nothing will be deducted from the claim amount at the time of loss. Because the 15% under insurance will be waived. This can be understood by an example. Because this example will clarify the picture. Suppose you have taken a policy of 5 crore rupees for your office, and there is fire loss of 1 crore rupees. So when the surveyor came to inspect the loss, he visited to the site, he took the photographs and he assessed the loss. When he was assessing the loss, he told the owner of the firm, you have a policy of 5 crore rupees, while the value at risk of insurable items at the time of loss is found 5 crore 50 lakh rupees. That means you have under insurance of 50 lakh rupees. So because the under insurance is there, your claim will be reduced in proportion of the under insurance. Suppose the under insurance is 10%. Your 10% loss will be deducted from the 1 crore. Now you can imagine 10% loss of 1 crore means 10 lakh rupees. So this amount will be deducted on account of under insurance. Insured would never be agree for that. Why? Why should he lose 10 lakh rupees? Because of his no fault. So here, even if you have committed a mistake and you have taken the under insurance of the value of the property, here you can save the insured from deduction from the amount of claim. Because you can refer it to this clause that the 15% under insurance is exempted or waived from the policy. Either it is Sukshudhyam or Lagudhyam. So to that extent, you can help your customer. But if the under insurance is more than 15%, then there would be no one to help you. In that case, from the claim amount, the total percentage will be deducted, and after deducting only the claim amount will be paid. For that, I can give you another example. Suppose a big sari shop of 3 floors was insured for 4 crore rupees, 3 crore for building and 1 crore for stock. Now one day there was damage due to any insured peril, maybe fire, earthquake, flood. So damage was 50 lakh rupees. So when the surveyor visited to the premises, he inspected the loss, he took the photograph, then he came to the assessment table and told the owner of the premises that you have taken a policy of 4 crore rupees, covering the building structure of 3 crore and 1 crore for the stock. But I find the value of the structure is 3.5 crore, that is 3 crore 50 lakh, and the value of the stock is 1 crore 50 lakh rupees. That means you should have taken a policy for 5 crore. You have taken a policy of 4 crore only. So that means there is a under insurance. And this under insurance is 20%. So if the 20% amount is deducted from your claim amount of 50 lakh rupees, you will lose 10 lakh rupees. Here, because the under insurance is more than 15%, nothing can be waived. The entire amount will be deducted from the claim amount. So never issue an under insurance policy. If the insurance is over-insured, nothing wrong. This will protect the insured from the escalation also. Then comes the clause like stock held in trust. This clause was also included in the policy without any extra premium because certain kind of businesses like motor vehicle garage, dry cleaners, where the owner has no property except his own working items or machinery or tools. The entire thing is related to the customers. So if there is loss to those properties also, now that loss will be paid. Because stock held in trust is also covered now. Additions, subtractions or extensions during the policy period, if any such thing is constructed or added or altered or extended, that means value of the sum assured will increase. If you are, say suppose you are constructing one more hall or on your investment basis. So that means the value of the building has increased. Sum assured should increase. Otherwise it will be underinsured. So whenever any alteration or addition or extension is done, it should be intimated to the insurance company. Insurance company will charge a little extra premium and will cover the risk. So that would be in favor of the insured. Now these two policies, SPSPO and SPLU, there is a little difference. The first one is policy will be applicable according to the sum assured of the policy up to 5 crore SPSU, 5 to 50 SPLU, over 50 standard fire and special peril policy. And then compulsory excess is decided, it is 5,000 in each claim for Sukshmuddham and 5% in Laghudyam. Startup expenses are different now, Sukshmuddham 1 lakh, Laghudyam 5 lakh. Floater will be free in the Sukshmuddham, but loading will be there in the Laghudyam. Maximum premium chargeable is 500 plus GST in the Sukshmuddham and 1000 plus GST in Laghudyam. Among the other important features you will find that the sum assured can be increased during the policy period also. If at any stage you find or your customer find that the sum assured is not adequate, in that case during the policy period also he can request to the branch office and pay additional premium to increase the sum assured. Sum assured can be increased. But if there is any claim on the policy, then there would be no change in the policy. So before registering any claim, the sum assured can be increased. Compulsory excess cannot be changed. Maximum liability of the insurance company limited to sum assured. All add-ons currently being used by insurers shall be deemed withdrawn from 1st April 2021. That means the insurance companies have got new add-on covers after 1st April 2021. All those add-on covers have been approved by the IRDA. It depends upon the company how many add-on covers are there, because this is the choice of the insurance companies. Whatever number of add-on covers they want, they can get approved from the IRDA. Now, first instance, we got 4 add-on covers. Installment protection up to 50,000 rupees per EMI, claim per patient cost, loss of rent, and additional expenses of rent for an alternate accommodation. So in first instance, we get 4 new add-on covers approved by the IRDA after 1st April 2021. Thereafter, again, we filed 4 more add-on covers. They were also approved by the IRDA. So, in the next 4, we have the accidental damage cover, then involuntary betterment, then expenses for hospitalization, and the last one is escalation clause. So 8 add-on covers we are having with these two fire policies, and you are free to sell any add-on cover along with the policy. Add-on covers are always advised to sell along with the policy because these are giving you the extra premium plus the broad coverage to the insured. Add-on covers means extra risk which is not part of the policy that can be covered on the payment of extra premium. But this will grant the wider coverage to the insured, and the claim may fall within the extended add-on cover risk only. So any add-on cover can be sold out of these 8. Now stocks at many locations can be covered provided you are filling the detail in the proposal form along with the location, address and the value at the godown. Because whatever is the value of the stock in the godown, that will be insured under the policy. Now the question is, who can take this policy? Obviously the owner will take, but if the firm has been sold to any new person, in that case buyer will take the policy. If it is given on the lease, in case the lessor will take the policy. Or in case it is given on rent, property is occupied by a tenant, in that case the policy will be taken by the tenant. Only difference is tenant cannot get the building covered, but the machinery, the furniture fixtures and stock, he can take the cover for that. Restoration of sum insured issue will come into the picture if the claim is made and filed and paid by the insurance company within the policy period. In that case, the sum insured will be reduced from the claim amount. So, the restoration of sum insured is always advised in favor of the insured because for the unexpired period of risk, if there is any other claim, in that case the sum insured will become underinsured. So, better to pay a little difference amount of the premium and get the sum insured enhanced. Now the most important aspect is you have got the presentation, the FAQ, the policy wording, the specimen copy and bank proposal form and approval format for common is common for both policies. These things you were given and these all things may be there on your mail ID. But still, whatever proposal you are giving to any policyholder or any insured, that each proposal has to be approved by the underwriting department. Means you have to refer your each proposal for getting quotations from the support office for each and every case, and the policy will get issued through support office only. That means the Sukshmuddham policy or the Laghuddham policy cannot be issued by the branch offices. Branch office can issue the Bharat Extra policy, but not these two commercial policies. So this is important to understand that your each proposal of the fire insurance may be Sukshmuddham, Laghuddham or even a standard fire and special peril policy has to be approved by the underwriting department only at the support office. So this is important to understand that risk may be a micro risk, a small risk or a medium enterprises. All these risks can be insured under the policy and you have to get each proposal approved from the support office. Now you can ask any questions if you have in your mind. Any questions? Any doubts? No doubts? Okay, then check your mail ID. You have got the test paper on your mail ID. I have the limited mail IDs of the in charges of the region. For others, you can just give me the mail ID. I will send the test paper. So those who have not got the test paper on their mail ID can either take from their bosses, or you can give me the mail ID. I will directly provide you. Mr. Pradeep, Mr. B.B. Sridhar, Mr. Praveen, you must have got the test paper on your mail ID. If you want, you can share the test paper to your team, or if they have joined, I can forward. Choice is yours. You can share, no issue. And even if they want to send after half an hour, they can still submit. But they should submit.